Hello and greetings. I am back with the topic hygiene. Hygiene is a very broad term because the hygiene requirement changes with respect to individuals, child, adolescent, teenager, or an adult, and also the environment. The hygiene requirement for an office may be different from that required in a hospital. In general, in a hospital may be very different from that required in an ICU. So hygiene is a very broad term. What we are discussing is the hygiene that we need to adopt on priority basis today in this COVID environment. We can by and large safeguard ourselves by using good hygiene practices in this infectious time. Now, when I speak about good hygiene practice, there are two important aspects to this. One is the physical aspect and second is the chemical aspect. Before I come to these two aspects, what really is the chance that I can get infected? Well, theoretically, even one virus can create a sickness in me. But it doesn't happen that way because many a times our inherent immunity takes care of this isolated pathogens. In order for us to get infected, we need to be subjected to a minimum infective dose. So if we are in the environment of this minimum infective dose, the chances that we are infected is very high. So what we need to do is to reduce this minimum infective dose level. This may change from person to person and also on the nature of pathogens. So the two aspects I was coming to, that is the physical and chemical aspect of good hygiene, is to essentially make sure that we keep the virus load around us to the bare minimum possible. The physical aspect includes the cap, the face shield, the mask, gloves and boots. We need to have these physical barriers on us, or it is in other words called the protective equipments. It is important that we use these physical barriers. Now there is some reluctance from many people that I see to use this, but we are the best judge for ourselves. We should know how much protection we need for ourselves. You may use a cap which covers your ear. The face shield will help you to protect from the sudden gush of influx of any pathogens. There are many varieties of masks in the market and there is a big confusion whether one should be wearing mask, when should be wearing mask, how long we should be wearing mask. For ordinary people like you and me who are going to involve in the routine aspects like office, school, etc., it is important that we start wearing these equipments and we get used to this. There are various types of masks available in the market, but one should see that we are using 3-layered mask. N95 is the one which is recommended, but not everybody may be able to afford or get N95. It is okay to use any good mask, but it has to be a 3-layered mask to begin with, because using only protective equipment is not going to ensure, but definitely it is going to reduce the chances of one getting infected. So whatever is possible within our capacity, we should try to do. It is observed or noted that an individual usually pricks nose, rubs eyes or scratches or touches the body parts for about 2 to 5 times in a minute. So we have to consciously avoid that. It is very important. One aspect that will help you to reduce this tendency is wearing gloves in hand. Hand and foot are the two extremities in our body which are susceptible to the most contamination. With our hands we touch numerous number of items in our routines. So the chances of the hand getting contaminated is very high, and the chances that with the hand we can rub our nose or rub eyes, etc. is very high. So the gloves will make us conscious to not do that. old habits seldom die, that is true, but we have to consciously make an effort to avoid those things so that we are not bringing the pathogens directly to our system. The boots again protect the other extremities of our body. So make sure that for some time you are wearing a boot, not the regular slippers or a sandal what we are used to here. And make sure that when you come back from outside to your home, you leave your boots outside. You have a place to keep it safely outside somewhere, and then you have to designate a place in your home. You can maybe call it a corona corner in your home. You have to go to that place and then get rid of all these personal protective equipments in that place, and make sure that you are using equipments that are washable or can be sanitized. So you place it there and then take it to your washing machine or the detergent tub and then decontaminate it. So you need to have a designated place in your house where you will enter and go to that point and get rid of all your protective equipments. These are the physical barriers that I was speaking about. This alone is not sufficient. We need to additionally use chemical means to ensure that we are safe. We are absolutely lower than the minimum infective dose. For this, what you can use is the soap. There are various number of soaps or brands available in the market, but it is very clearly proven that the simplest of simple soap or detergent can remove the virus, can destroy the virus. There is no need to go for antibacterial, antifungal or antiviral soaps or creams and all. It is absolutely okay. Even the cheapest of soap or detergent available in the market will do the job. What is important is that you wash your hands, extremities, get a bath with shampoo or soap, and make sure that you are washing yourself at least 20 seconds. Additionally, one thing that you can do is use a disinfectant spray. You can use those to sanitize the routinely handled objects in your home, the doorknobs, the doorbell, your boots, the keychains, etc. So the chemical as well as the physical aspects of hygiene are important to make sure that we remain below the minimum infective dose, and that is the way we can reduce the pathogen burden around us and make sure we are safe. Along with good hygiene, nutrition also plays a very important role. A couple of things I wish to apprise is that we are not used to these equipments or routines, something very new. So we have to habituate ourselves or children to use gloves, mask, etc. and be comfortable working with this for some time till this whole issue of corona and infection comes down. How long one should use a mask? There is a big confusion. Well, the simple thumb rule is that if your mask gets wet because of excess physical work or perspiration or because of breathing, that's the time you have to change your mask, because wet mask is what leads to suffocation. So carry some 3-4 masks so that it is always available for you to change, and try that you do not touch the outer surface of mask, but remove it carefully and then put it in a bag or so that later on it can be washed. Try to use washable masks so that every day you are able to wash, disinfect and then reuse for maybe few times, and then you can go for a new mask. Another important thing is when you are using soap or hand wash, after we wash, make sure you are of course washing for 20 seconds, but after you wash thoroughly, you apply moisturizing cream, because long use of soap or hand wash, you never know how it is going to affect. Some are having very sensitive skin, so this one aspect one has to take care, and as long as possible stick to hand wash or soap, but if water is not available, definitely you can use a sanitizer with at least 70 to 80% of alcohol content in it. That is also proven to be equally effective as soap. But soap is the one which can actually remove, this is a scientifically proven fact, and remove the virus from your extremities. So use soap as often as possible, and use a moisturizing cream also once you clear your hands. Till next time, stay safe, take care.